Alright guys, welcome back. Chris here, All-in-One Gaming Generation, and today we have a new series for you guys.
I can see 12 ways
And in this series, we're gonna call it Backseat Gaming. Backseat reviews, Backseat Gaming, you'll see in the title. But pretty much we go over the coaching clients and things of that nature, and some other random solo queue videos and replays that I've seen to really understand what is going on in these different elos and how you can learn from them and prevent the mistakes from happening in your games. So today we're going to be looking at Kah'Zix and Kayn. So a level 1 for sure is a big thing that you should respect, because level 1, literally anything can happen. And there, I know Kah'Zix did not take his leap, so he has no mobility, and at that point you need to burn your flash earlier. But it honestly all could have been prevented if you just simply walk back. You have no teammates to support you in this position. Once you see Malphite here walking towards you and you wanna poke and stuff like that, but the second we see Orianna walking through this bush, you have to walk back. You just have to, until your team comes to support you. So overall, because of that situation, it resulted in two kills to the red team and some orbs to Kayn. So we really don't want to be giving Kayn orbs. Like, we all know how obnoxious it is to play Kayn, or to play against Kayns and they get those early forms. So, but what can you do? What can you do? You just go about your day, go about your sequence, and you try your best. So, key thing here, we're going to be primarily looking at the Kayn and showing how his downfall and how Kah'Zix has came back from this terrible start. So, information that we have currently is we see Kah'Zix. We see Kah'Zix on a ward. Excellent ward placed here. And we know though he's going to clear down. Now, the problem here with Kayn is he has a form, the extra form under his belt, and this clear is only useful for literally one thing, and that's coming up here and taking top. So, which it looks like that's what Kayn wants to do. Now, as you're looking at this, you really have to be assessing like the CC, your damage. Yes, you have red buff. Yes, you have the slow in your W. Malphite has a slow, but there's no real hard CC. And Shen over here, he gets a shield, multiple shields actually, and you know, he has flash still. And overall, that was a terrible gank setup, and it results in the Kayn's death. And this allows, really, Kah'Zix to come back into the game from that horrible start that he had, just off of that. And, I mean, the good thing, you chunked out the Shen, and Malphite gets to push a little bit more, and you get a flash. But it costed you your death, so overall, not really worth it, and you lost all this tempo on your camps, and allowing Kah'Zix to get this far ahead it's literally detrimental. So, but what do we do when we make mistakes? We just go about our day. And here, mechanics, understanding. This is understanding of the game on why this happens and how you literally could prevent this. Like with Kayn going over the wall for the E, you see the orb. You see the orb. Please look at the orb. Let's not turn our monitors off here. This is a turn your monitor off and hit tab or something. Sadly, Kah'Zix does not get to kill and does not punish Kayn for that. And this also right here is just straight disrespect. Complete disrespect. Going straight back to your camp, especially taking this long way around towards the wolf camp, is criminal. Kah'Zix easily could have been waiting in that bush with the ward there a little bit earlier and just able to jump right back on him after he waited for his cooldowns to just straight up kill him. So Kayn's in a bad position here, but when you have numbers advantage, a number of advantages, things can shift very easily. So the thing Kah'Zix, again, another mistake Kah'Zix has made here is not worrying about the bot lane, because I mean the bot lane is closer to help the Kayn, and this is a mistake on the Kah'Zix part, but this is also a mistake on the Kayn and Mel part, mostly the Kayn, because Mel was ready to go, but Kayn was a little bit too scared, probably at the damage that Kah'Zix came and slapped upon him for his stupidity on the Rift. But this easily could have been a kill with Orianna possibly rotating down, which sometimes, you know, your team doesn't rotate down. But in those situations, you have to be just moving forward when you know and understand that you have an advantage, and you having two people over one is always an advantage, especially against Kah'Zix. He cannot get his isolation damage against you, so he does literally half the damage that he did to you earlier, like around here trying to kill you. So, but Kah'Zix, he got the blue, wasting his time. Kayn just hit level 4. Meanwhile, Kah'Zix is currently 1 CS up, 5 CS up now, and this is very good for Kayn to go back to his wolves and try and take these camps off the map as quick as possible, because at this point, Kah'Zix, he just needs to farm, find the gank, hit an objective, rinse and repeat, and if he really wants to snowball, he can come and mess with the Kayn in his jungle when he comes back down for his respawns. Because now, Kah'Zix does have the timers on these, and it's pretty much a easy collapse if you know exactly when the Kayn should be there. So, but for the Kah'Zix, he's pretty much best plays is clear down. His bot lane is pushing in, so there's really not a opportunity for that. But as we're looking at the mid lane too, you gotta recognize this. As you're the jungler, like, you have to be watching these lane states, because this is the decision right here, right now. Like, dude, after I do these trugs, do I base or do I do the dragon? And I think this is the perfect time to do the dragon, simply because your bot lane's pretty healthy. They don't look like they want to recall. You're finishing your camps. You push in mid lane. About to be pushed in mid lane. Depends on how this next trade goes. Yep, it's pretty good to me. Looks like a dragon to me. But Kah'Zix looks like he kind of wants to go for a dive, and you got to be watching these health bars, guys. Like, the health bars are a good indication that should give you a quick snapshot of, like, is this good or is this not good? Unless you have omega damage to just kill somebody with one rotation of spells and all your teammates with you, I don't usually go for it. Because 9 times out of 10, summoners, barrier, so much health and durability that it is unwarranted. Interesting thing happening here. As we see here, Kayn is sitting in the bush. Kayn here does not have a sweeper, so he has no idea if there is a ward in the bush. And another thing, like, please guys, turn your monitor on. We're gonna look back at this. We're gonna just step it back. 15 seconds. Kayn's in the bush. He gets seen, we all see that. But look, right here, Kayn, he sees Kah'Zix on the ward walking towards him. The reaction speed on this Kayn right now is just horrendous. Like, literally horrendous. And also, mechanics. You could have flashed to the wall and E'd out, queued over, and probably would have lived. probably definitely would have lived and wouldn't have had enough time for Zed to get on you with his ultimate. But and it looks like he is gonna get the kill here. I think, hopefully, maybe. Nope. Okay, Oriana's goated, I guess. But yeah, very bad stuff from the Kayn. But you gotta pay attention, guys, especially in the jungle. You can turn your brain off while you play ADC. You can turn your brain off while you play support, but not in the jungle, please. So it looks like Kah'Zix here is gonna go for reward. A decent idea to think that Kayn would come out of base and go straight for the grubs, which, you know, I know you guys have seen it many times in your games that people just do random things, and warding and stuff like that mitigates the randomness and gives you more information on what you want to do. But here's an interesting thing. We're gonna this is very crucial, very crucial right here. Looking at Kah'Zix's perspective, he wards and he sees the Kayn go back over to his red side, and Kayn right now, he's only level 5, and Kah'Zix, he's just like, oh my gosh, like this is so free. This is free. So we're gonna see here, Kah'Zix is gonna make an excellent play to just like invade Kayn here. Hopefully he does get the kill here if he plays this correctly. But Kayn just uses 2 mobility spells right there, and an easy kill for the Kah'Zix. Easy kill. There's literally nothing Kayn could have done. And now we have Malphite to come, and we're just gonna replay that. I don't know if y'all saw that, but we're gonna replay that. We might call this the best Malphite. Best Malphite in North America, my boys. But that right there is another good kill for the blue team, and just a bad play on the red team. But we're not going to worry about the decisions of our teammates when we're playing in the jungle, because every game they're random, and we can only do our decisions. So hilarious, unfortunate for Kayn, but this is how we subliminally bait our team to come help. And when you're doing bad, your team kind of just follows sometimes, because they feel the need to help you because you're doing so bad. But a good rule of thumb is when somebody is doing so bad that that you kind of want to ignore them until you're just too much of a problem that the enemy teammate who was doing good against your team is either on par with you or behind you now. And that's when you start helping them, is when you can kill their laner by yourself or with a team mate that is not feeding later on in the game with you scale. And that's when getting your camps and just staying on top of everything. So with this, Kayn is he's pretty much out of the game. 0-3. He's down a good amount of CS. And unless Kayn starts making some plays and getting back into this game, it's going to be very rough. And even with this, like, Kayn really doesn't even have a gank if he were to go down the bot lane, due to how healthy the bot lane is. And I mean, he has a good amount of setup in the bot lane, which is good. And it looks like he's gonna get this kill. We'll rewind that for you guys to see how he set this up. Okay. So yeah, this is perfect. Like, in that situation, you know Oriana is very low. You know Oriana is very low. Zed is hungry for the kill. And being there when they blow all their cooldowns, they get the kill, is just an easy way to get you some free kills most of the time. But Kah'Zix was just there simply because he was doing his camps, and he was just crossing over, so he just happened to be in the area. and always looking at your map and understanding that Kayn could be here for this cleanup kill. And once you see the Kayn going up for the cleanup kill or reacting to a play, you're there in the vicinity to pretty much capitalize on it. So, very good on the Kah'Zix part. And these are just some of the mistakes that, like, are easily preventable with more game time and just, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say lock it in, because you guys should be locked in for literally every single game that you play. And if you ever feel like you're fatigued or anything while playing a ranked game, you should probably take a break. But you have to be actively thinking about all the things happening on your screen, all the things happening in game, and all the things that you need to do to win this game. So, it does look like Kayn is getting a little bit desperate here. And is he gonna walk over the ward after it was pinged? Is the real question. He's gonna wait till it comes in, but this is another thing too. Like, we know he has all his summoners up, and we're so behind, we don't have the damage to do anything about it. So, even though Malphite used his ult, used all he had, Kayn used literally everything, Malphite is not doing terrible, but he's a little bit behind, and that's pretty interesting cloth armor. But at this point, you have to just keep clearing, and you have to really just know that what you're about to do is going to get you some type of advantage back into this game. But I mean, at this point, the good thing that came out of it was Kayn did get his form. We're just gonna say that that's what he wanted to do, but at this point it doesn't really matter for the Kah'Zix, because Kah'Zix does so much damage that he can pretty much do all he wants. And a pretty good save from the Shen there. A little risky by the Kah'Zix, but you know, when you're ahead like that, you gotta be taking those plays to close out the game and shove your advantage, because for sure, if you would have killed Orianna here, which it kind of still has the same effect to be able to push the tower, or letting your Zed roam down to a play for bot lane, which the bot lane really doesn't need him, but if it was there, Zed had the time to roam down to bot lane and do a little dive, all because the Kah'Zix was in the right place to make the plays that he wanted to make. So overall, the rest of this game is kind of a wrap. There are some things that we're going to talk about more in the video, which will be on the membership, as we talk about transitioning into the mid game and a late game as you're the Kah'Zix to close out the game. But yeah, again, this is a new series that we're going to try. This is not going to be the best one or the first one, and that's alright. I want you guys to be getting better, same as I'm getting better at making these videos. So, if you guys would like any coaching, or like to understand what mistakes you are making in your silver, gold, iron, unranked games, you can find us in All-in-One Gaming Generation, or sorry, allinonegg.com. Links in the description and stuff like that. Come get a free, pretty much consulting call where I'll look at your ob.gg, and I'll give you my thoughts on what you can do next, some strategies you can try, and we can set up a coaching session and get you to out of silver, out of gold, and get you to the emerald and these high ranks, so we all can be better at the game and allow Anna to be better. So I hope you guys enjoyed. The rest of the video is going to be for the membership guys as we move on to the mid game. So yeah, see you guys YouTube, and see you in the next one.